Let's talk about some sewing tools. First of all, we have our fabric shears or scissors. These are only to be used with fabric, thread, or in the case of our waistband, the elastic. They should never be used to cut paper or any other items as that can cause damage to the blade and it can cause the blades to dull. So we want to make sure that when we're in the FACS classroom that we're aware of what we're using our scissors for and make sure we're using the correct ones. Then we have our pin holders and pin cushions. The basic idea here is that our pins need to be contained and not just laying all over our workspace. So we're going to have these magnetic pin holders in class to help contain them. On the right side here is a more traditional pin cushion. That's just a place that you can store and keep your pins. A seam gauge is a 6-inch metal ruler that we use with sewing. It has a guide that you can slide and set to whatever measurement you're doing. It's really convenient when we're doing hems on the waistband, when we need to measure, say, 1.5 inches all the way around the waistband. It's really helpful to be able to set the guide and then measure all the way around. A seam ripper is used if you need to take out stitches that are in the wrong spot or that just don't look very good, you made a mistake. And so we can use a seam ripper for that. This part here, the tip is pretty sharp, so you always want to make sure you're seam ripping away from you. And then we have pins versus needles. There is a difference. Pins are just used to temporarily hold fabric together before you sew it, where needles are meant to go through the fabric and have an eye or an opening that you can put thread through it. Notice on a hand sewing needle, the eye is opposite the end of the sharp point, whereas on a machine, the eye is right near that sharp point.